Good evening, everyone. Welcome into Coast Noseball. And tonight, with you, we're going to be talking about a two-headed monster at the top of the NFC West, while far too many other teams are non-Newtonian fluids. Another head coaching domino falls as teams slowly lose playoff hopes. My Dolphins. Plus, predicting which teams take a bigger lead in huge divisional games. Looking forward to next week. All that and more right here on Coast Noseball.
Very nice. Well
You
done.
know, he
All right.
mentions
Yep, that's
he
right.
mentions the
Coast Nose
Dolphins, but I
Ball is
really think the
back, ladies and
Vikings are the
gentlemen.
team to
And
mention out of the week who really just all playoff hopes have to be lost after that brutal loss to the Ravens.
Yeah.
yeah, that one's definitely brutal. And I meant it more as a general statement too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
the
yeah,
Titans 1-8 now. Like how the fuck are they gonna? They're like we're talking
right.
like week 11. They could be eliminated with a Colts win. You know what I mean? Colts win, Titans lost, they're out. So like 100%, we're gonna start to see some of these teams drop like flies here in the coming weeks. But yeah, like for the Minnesota Vikings as a perfect example of a team that just a really crushing blow, and we knew that going into that game, like it's going to be a crushing blow for one of the teams, and it's going to be a lifeline for the other one that ends up winning that. So, congrats Baltimore,
Mhm.
pulling it off and winning
Is
in a
anybody
very
else
very
just
convincing
the
fashion
slightest
too,
bit
which we'll
salty
get
that the
into.
Jets did not
But
trade
yeah,
Brees Hall?
well, it's tough. I would love for him to go to a more productive offense that could actually instill some kind of real production out of him consistently that's not just dog shit on offense entirely. But at the same time, despite how bad the Jets have been offensively, he is still having a fantastic year, all things considered. He could take care of the fumbling issue a little bit. He can, have some better vision on certain plays. But he really has kind of been the reason that the Jets are relatively competitive, at least when it comes to playing
Right.
against bad teams in the league, like
Hmm.
against the Browns last week. So, double-edged sword. But
Exactly.
he could very well
So
be
why not
out
get the third round
in this
pick while you
offseason,
can?
right? No, I get you from that standpoint 100%. But you also, like, as a leader of an organization, which is why the Saints would never get rid of Alvin Kamara. Not just that he would like retire and refuse to go, but they also need
Right. They need
some
to
kind
sell
of
tickets
draw to
still.
get people to actually attend
It
the
is a
games.
business.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Of course.
But
Of
without
course.
further ado, shall we get into our power rankings? All right. Well, as usual, we have our 6 tiers here, starting with superheroes, supervillains, super
By
cursed,
the
and Super Bowl.
Dolphins.
Super cursed once again because the Bills got blown out against the Dolphins last week. In A tier, we got the Albatross this week. Thought that was fitting. We haven't done that one yet, which is a bit of a surprise. Then in B tier, as usual, bougie. And then in C tier, we have corporate needs you to find the dot dot dot. But obviously, if you know The Office and
They're
you know
the
that quote,
same
it's corporate needs you to
picture.
find the difference between this picture and this picture. And shockingly, they're both the same picture. And that again, in reference to like what the fuck are these teams? Like, there's just nothing to even say about them really. They're just clearly C tier. But yeah, then next
Hmm.
up, Dead Men Walking. That's stuck around since we introduced it. And then F tier is fans of the NFL now. They're the Rob Lowe's of the NFL at this point. I thought that was fitting. Okay, and as well, just as a disclaimer, the
Yeah.
teams on bye we keep in the same tiers unless like a catastrophic injury or something happens, which that did not occur for any of these teams. So the Titans are still in the F tier, and the Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals
Valid.
are still in the D tier, while the Chiefs are still in A.
Mm-hmm.
Quite valid indeed. And let's get into the Thursday night game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. And we talked about it last week, and I said in my in my quick preview for each game that I thought this would be a surprise squeaker because the Broncos just play down to every bad opponent and play up to every good opponent. So I knew like I just had a feeling that they would not be able to get
Right.
anything going, but they'd still manage to win the game because that's just how the Broncos have been this year for the most part.
I'm not
They
And
convinced.
that
should have
happened
lost the
again.
game.
But
Like
I'm
it
not
was a
happy about
bullshit
how this
pass
team
not
looks.
it
I
was
think when
pass
you are
interference,
that
but
type,
you shouldn't have
yeah,
had the pass interference, and it would have been game-winning touchdown at that point because they didn't score more than 14, so that would have been game right there.
I'm not convinced.
right, yeah. Um, I get officiating has been so questionable this year, all around, and that's always frustrating when you have a game close like this, especially with a team that end up winning but maybe didn't deserve the victory. Still come out on top, and but that's kind of been the case with the Broncos all year, right? They've felt unconvincing in a lot of their victories this year. They've had things go their way, clutch turnovers, clutch missed calls, or clutch calls in their favor. Uh, all things like that, and also really poor competition that they're going against. I mean, think about it. The Raiders, they have the Raiders again later this year. The Titans, the Bengals with Jake Browning, not with Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow. So like, what is the resume here that they're building? It's nothing great this far, and I think their first real test. Obviously, they had a test against the Eagles, and they came back and won that one after not playing for 3 quarters. But they're going to have another one this
Yeah,
week
I
against
can't
the
even put them in
Chiefs.
A tier. I'm really not convinced with this team. I don't really care about the record. Any team that I view as a playoff team, I just see them beating the Broncos. Honestly, so I think they're just high B tier. I'll give them a high B because of their record
Mhm.
and because they find ways to win. So in that regard, they find ways to win. Cool. But I'm not high on Bo Nix whatsoever. I think they're gonna come down to earth any second.
It took a miracle for you to beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's
Outside of a
right.
couple of weeks, right, right. And outside of a couple weeks this season where Bo Nix has looked pretty decent, he's been quite bad. So that's not looking great for the future
No.
either. I definitely agree with B. I don't think like we can't drop them to C after a win, and they're 8-2 at the end of the day as well. Like they're very close to just like not clinching, but almost guaranteeing a playoff spot. And I'm with you too, Barufi. Like I said before, like when you're an amorphous blob or the non-Newtonian fluid of a team like this, and you just keep getting lucky with the wins, I really don't see how you win a playoff game. The only scenario I think where they win a playoff game is if they take the 2 seed, which means winning the
Right.
division, and obviously home field advantage, but not the first week bye.
But
But
very, very
then the
beatable team, right?
seventh
Yeah.
seed ends up being a Jacksonville Jaguars team, which does the exact same thing, where it plays up to good opponents and plays down to bad opponents. I really think that's the only scenario
But even
that
then,
would
I
wrap
Hey,
really
around
don't have any
properly
faith
Broncos
in
on
doing
fan,
that.
a divisional round
Broncos
game.
fans, this is our ballad to you. You are a good regular season
Yeah.
team. You're gonna get a good seed. You're even gonna make the playoffs, but you will lose in the very first round that you play a game. So take your bread and take your bush lime and enjoy it while you can have it. But you will be in Cancun come soon.
Nothing else to say.
I love it. Well
Definitely
said.
fans of the NFL.
As for the Raiders, nothing else to say really. They're still in F tier. Um, yeah, 100%. All right. Speaking of the Jaguars, we got the Jaguars and the Texans
I'm
here
kind of
in
over
this.
Trevor Lawrence. I don't know.
Yeah. I
I'm
said
kind
this
of over
during
it.
the game as well. I think to lose this one, and I changed my pick last minute to the Texans because I'm like, man, I just don't know what these Jaguars anymore. They're so streaky. They're not getting turnovers, but they started out 17 nothing after that punt return touchdown. That's the second punt return touchdown they've had this year, by the way. I think they've been
Yes.
very fortunate in special teams and defensive touchdowns and turnovers. The 99-yard pick six
Yep.
against the Chiefs, that doesn't happen, and the game is swings a completely different way. The Chiefs are up 2 scores instead. And same thing with the 49ers game. The special teams punt return touchdown is the reason that they won the game at the end of the day. And it felt similar going into this game. Like, oh look, they're up 3 scores on the Texans, but no, they for some reason could not close this one out.
Yeah,
I was frankly like, got
playing the
secondhand
Texans
embarrassment
with Davis
kind
Mills.
of
Yeah,
just
I haven't
watching
been
that
really
collapse.
confident with the Texans as well, especially with Davis Mills, and you go and lose that game where you were holding it with both hands, really. And Liam Cohen kind of looks frustrated in the sideline at Trevor Lawrence. They can get BTJ involved. and Travis Hunter's hurt, so I'm not too confident with the Jags. I kind of
Keep
want to
in
see
mind
D
the
tier.
Chiefs lost to this team in a game where they got a free interception on a no-call pass interference.
They did, but my point is as well. Like, think about that 99-yard pick six. Were that to not occur, the Jaguars would not have tied the game. I think that would have
Yeah.
been a tie game, right? Or maybe they go up a score. Instead, the point is there's a 14-point swing because without that play, the Chiefs more than likely score. They're right there, goal to go. So and it's a good thing to be very clutch, but it also is important to recognize when we're being lucky and when we don't make adjustments based on our own imperfections, even when we're lucky. Things are not always going to fall our way. And I think it's very important as a fan of any team, when you're doing anything, to recognize that just because you're lucky doesn't mean you're doing it right. And I think the Jaguars have kind of fallen into that trap of they've been very lucky and very fortunate in certain games and certain
My
Oh yeah,
my
they're
instances,
big
definitely
and it
in D
eventually
tier.
catches
They are
up to
dead
you.
men
You have to be
walking.
good.
Trevor
my
Lawrence, I am over it. I'm sorry, I was a fan, but I'm not no more.
I was trying to tell you guys, don't want to be that guy, but my biggest concern,
Roof, you're
with
still a Tua Tagovailoa fan. I don't want to hear it.
okay,
Look,
I'm
yeah,
still not a fan. Okay, we'll get to that later. As for Lawrence, my biggest concern with him is that even QBs that were drafted after him, they have a clear, or I mean, decent QBs. I mean, like we're not big fans of Caleb, but we can at least recognize that Caleb has a big strength of his, right? Drake May has a big strength of his. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix is no, but you look at Trevor Lawrence and he doesn't really have that strength of his. Like I'm not really sure. Like, can you tell me what Trevor Lawrence does above average in the league? Like to me, he's just kind of average everywhere. I don't know.
He grows hair. Duh.
yeah. No, that's a
He
totally fair point, and
impersonates
that's why, like, as a
Tarzan.
resident Trevor Lawrence
Duh.
defender, I'm out now.
His hair is not
And
even as long as Tarzan. Like he's a fraud.
yeah, oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, yeah. He was the punter for the Chiefs for a long time, as well. Keep that in mind. So maybe he's good at punting. He could start punting for the Jaguars as well. But yeah, you're right. Resident Trevor Lawrence defender. I said that he was really really good a couple years ago, and I think maybe the only one on the show that said that at the time. But yeah, I'm totally out. Even quarterback guru, maybe he's not a guru, but quarterback guru Liam Cohen has not fixed anything. Like there's no footprint of Liam Cohen on this team either, which is really really a shame because I
You know
thought
what's
after a really interesting draft,
Yeah, this
and a
still feels
gutsy
like Doug
draft. Of course,
Peterson
that's also the
Jaguars.
GM talking, but I really thought that there would be something here. It kind of does. Yeah, we're not past that yet, and maybe it takes another year or something. So you're obviously not pulling the
not on
plug on
Cohen,
Liam
but if
Cohen
he asks
yet,
for the chance to
naturally,
draft a
but
QB of his own, like what does the
you
owner
might
say?
consider.
He deserves the chance to get his own guy, right?
Right,
I'm
right, and
also
that
heavily criticizing them for trading
I
Tyson
agree. He did
Campbell
take the
for
job.
yeah.
Greg
At the
Newsome.
same time, he took the job
That was
knowing
such a
Lawrence was there for
stupid
the long
trade.
haul. It was a scheme fit for them, though, for both sides, frankly.
Yes.
But obviously, I do
And
believe
Campbell
that
immediately went
Campbell's the
and
better
balled out
player
since then.
generally.
Has multiple
But
interceptions.
the fit works. Well, yeah, you did have a pick six, basically.
Man, shut up,
for
man.
the Browns against the Dolphins that week, but it was also true to talk about.
I would put.
Let's be real.
I agree.
All right, so Jacob,
Yeah.
Jacobs wants D tier. You're good with D tier, okay?
Above.
Above or
Above
behind
Dallas and
is
Texans
the
C tier.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. C tier, okay.
Defense is too good to be.
I'm in on
low, I
that.
think.
They've been clicking the last couple weeks, even with Davis Mills. And I really think that if they continue on this trajectory, like my hot
It's
take
gonna
for
be
the
hard.
rest of the year is if
It's
the
gonna be hard.
Texans still sneak into the playoffs with a wild card. I think that's very plausible. It's an uphill battle for sure, but I think it's doable, especially with how they're playing right now. If they can continue that.
2 F tiers here. Yep.
All right,
No,
two F
yeah.
tiers here. The difference in this Did not
And
matter.
let's just note one
Jets
thing
won,
out
so
real
they get to
quick.
go ahead of the Browns. But
Justin Fields
I
has
don't
been
really want to dwell on this
not
game.
great to say the least through the air, and then
Sure.
he put up 200 plus on the Bengals defense. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Did that happen? I think that happened this week, right? Or maybe it was last
I
week.
think it
But
was. I think it
Fields
was. I
finally
think it was
threw an
this week. No,
interception, so now we
I think it
don't
was
have
this
to hear
week.
that bullshit
I think it
storyline
was
of,
this week.
look, Fields is actually a great quarterback. I think it was. Because, the one thing that people the Fields fans kept latching on for him being a great quarterback was that he hasn't thrown an interception in however many attempts. This is the longest streak in the NFL.
But they
Well,
would
here you
always say
fucking
that
go.
while he
Now what
has
do you
like
have?
9
You have
fumbles.
nothing. You have no defense for Justin Fields. Get the fuck out of here. 9 fumbles, but he also has 9 pass attempts each
Yeah.
game. It's not easy to intercept
Yeah,
a
it's like
pass.
having a running back who gets a
Like,
trick play
I don't
pass every
understand
now
this
and then, and you're
narrative.
like, but he has
God,
no
it's
interceptions
that-
on the year.
Yeah. Insufferable fan base, the
Mhm.
Justin Fields people, but luckily they're dying out. It's a dying breed, guys. All right. The Bills, super cursed. They were in our S tier last week. They got their shit handed to
All right,
them
first
by the
I
Dolphins
want to
this
say
week.
the
Vitor,
unbiased side.
take it
of
away.
me.
I know you
Okay,
got stuff to say. about the
I'll show my
Dolphins.
fan side later, but first I want to say some things from the Bills' perspective. Okay, like this team cannot stop the run. They cannot. They can't stop the run for shit. You are not gonna go far if you don't stop the run at this level. And also for Joe Brady, I think he's starting to show that he's a little bit overrated because if he cannot get James Cook involved, his offense does absolutely nothing. Your offense shouldn't rely more on James Cook than it does on Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen as a player, and I don't think it's crazy to say that he should be your face of the offense, right? Obviously, we've been calling for Josh to have a rushing offense next to him, and it's great that we have James Cook, but I think we're forgetting that Josh can do things on his own as well. People have been criticizing the front office in regards to not investing into Josh Allen enough in regards to receivers, and maybe they haven't drafted or signed the quality guys, but I mean they did draft a high pick in Keon Coleman. They had Diggs before that. They do have a plethora of guys, like a nice quantity of guys that complement each other. And whether we want it or not, they did offer a trade for Jalen Waddle. So it's not like they don't recognize the flaws in the passing attack. But I do think Joe Brady needs to incorporate more of Josh Allen, less of Cook. Your offense shouldn't rely more on James Cook than it does on Josh Allen, although I am a big fan of both players. So big problems for the Bills. They can't stop the run, and they rely on James Cook too much. Now, as for the Dolphins side of things, fuck the Bills. Fuck Josh Allen. Fucking crybaby on the sideline. Nothing made me so happy this past weekend.
So
Uh,
true.
But now I want to, as I said, some problems for the Bills. I want to say some good things about the Dolphins. First off, I saw a stat today that really surprised me. Is that the Dolphins have the best rushing defense since week 6. I think you can look up the numbers. I think it's a little crazy that they are
Wow.
because people have been shitting on Kenneth Grant a lot, and a rookie is starting to play better. Who could have guessed? I know. Jordan Phillips, late round pick, has been playing really good as well. And Zach Steeler hasn't been the Zach Steeler that we know. So I mean, I think it's kind of encouraging that the Russian defense has been that good. And I mean, just some players I want to shout out because if these players were in contender teams, they would be viewed as all-star potential. That being Jordan Brooks, Patrick Paul, and Aaron Brewer. These guys are playing at a very high level. Aaron Brewer might actually be contender for Protector of the Year. He hasn't allowed a single stuffed rush since week 6 or something. For 5 straight weeks, you don't allow a single stuffed run. I think it's kind of insane. Like the Dolphins run a lot. They're always running behind Aaron Brewer. And not once through 5 games has he allowed a stuff. And Juju Brents made his first start as a Dolphin against the Bills. He played phenomenal. So hopefully he can keep playing like that and not get injured because that was his big issue with the coach, really, injuries. Really lengthy corner, didn't allow much. But
Oh, he's so good. I can't. I'm so glad that he hopefully has a career
Uh,
resurgence because Jacob and I were really high on
Oh
him
he
in
yeah,
he
college,
played a
him
and he
very
and
got
Darius
very good game.
Rush.
immediately fucked by the Colts.
Juju Brents played
Basically,
a
Yeah, they're
very
like,
good
here,
game
let's
with Miami.
draft Darius Rush in the fourth round and just
yeah,
cut him
both of them.
immediately, and then let's draft Juju Brent and then just get him injured and then not help him rehab it at all.
Yeah,
So I didn't think he was
yeah,
gonna contribute
basically.
much, but I mean he had what 5 targets, allowed 2 receptions for 12 yards, recovered a fumble, got a few deflected passes. Him played really good. Hopefully he can keep it going. And fuck the Bills. Just want to say that again.
Nice. Yeah, and I came back in on the tail end of you talking about like addressing the receiving position on the Bills and how they haven't done that, and that was one of my biggest shocks by the time the trade deadline ended. And if you've been watching the show for a few weeks, you know that both Jacob and my prediction for the Bills move at the deadline was Chris Olave. And I thought that would be a perfect fit for them for that offense, and it's that type of receiver that this team needs. And the fact that they went out and did not make any move, let alone a move like that of that scale, that is a clear needle mover.
I
I'm
agree.
shocked at the incompetence because you have this core of players.
Some depth
And
players, yeah, I
frankly, it's
agree.
really only two players on offense and like two players on defense. But you have this core of players that
Yeah.
should not go ringless in their careers, but they just might because you're
I want
not
to add to what you
taking the
said,
rest of the roster
and then I
seriously.
want to add to what you said, and
It's
I
really
forgot to say
shocking.
something else. I'll say that later. But in regards to the receiver position for the Bills, the report that came out regarding the Waddle offer is that they offered a 2027 first, and Miami refused because it wasn't a 2026 first. If you're the Bills, I think it's insane that you hear that and you're like, oh, okay, I want to offer you a 2026 first. You offered a 2026 first. If you want the guy, the the change maker that he is, you offer the 2026 first. Like, you're gonna play like cheap because of that. I think it's kind of insane. Like, I think if you're the Bills and you see that move as being a needle mover that takes you to a Super Bowl level, you got to make that move. I,
I agree.
that's obviously that's speaking from the outside, but from the report that came out, that's what it sounded like. That Miami wanted a 2026 first to make the deal, and the Bills didn't do it. So I don't
Also, if the
understand
Bills
that.
are offering a 2027 first, why would the Saints not take that for Olave?
They clearly didn't offer anything for Olave. So I mean, yeah, just adding to the incompetence. But what I wanted to say earlier in regarding to the game,
Mm-hmm.
I watched some tape on the game, and I actually had to confirm something that this game against the Dolphins, Josh Allen never had more time to throw than he did against Miami, ever in his career. This game. And then I was wondering, like, I mean, he got pressure. We got 3 sacks on him. And then
Yeah, but he also
during the,
threw for like 400.
he threw for 300 garbage time. But what happened was
It was not
Miami,
garbage time, dude. He had those yards in the third quarter.
dude, they wasn't really close. But
Also,
anyway,
Bush Lime is horrible. I've never had a worse beer.
you've been drinking that for like 30 minutes, bro.
Yeah, and it's still halfway full.
Well, there you go then. If you look at how the D line for the Dolphins played against Josh Allen, it really just felt like they were mostly filling gaps and keeping Allen in the pocket and just daring Allen and the receivers to beat him through the air because they don't have the passing attack. So I think teams are gonna go and watch that because they don't really have to directly pressure Allen. Like, Allen wants to have a lane in the pocket, and if he's not given that lane, if he's obligated to sit in the pocket, then his receivers need to get open, and that's the issue. That's the issue right there.
They're not.
Separation,
Isn't Keon
like,
Coleman
he
still
never
the
gets
lowest
separation.
rated
He
receiver as
just
far
can't.
as average separation
No one's open.
per route?
Josh Allen, as good
No
as he
one's
is, his
open.
biggest
No
strength
one's
is not
open.
throwing back shoulders. I
Yeah.
don't really love the fit with Key on there. Um, so it's kind of rough.
Again, yeah, just incompetent at building a roster. I think that's what it comes down to.
100%.
But I mean, they're
No.
still a good team. They're still a contender, I think, which is why they're not going to go down
Definitely
too
above the
far.
Broncos, yeah.
But definitely Albatross, obviously not in the S tier anymore. And then for the Dolphins,
I'd say
Yeah,
they're
and for the
above the
Dolphins, I think they've
Cowboys,
earned their
below the
way, not just
Jags.
for this win, but they've played decent football over the last couple weeks. Like that big win against the Falcons is another example of that. So they're definitely out of the F tier, but definitely
Yeah.
still remaining in dead
And
men
and
walking.
shout
I
out Devon
probably do
Achane,
prefer them over the
my goat.
Cowboys too at this point.
My goat.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Commanders'
they
rushing
might go.
D is probably
He's
worse
really
than the
primed to go
Bills.
off again this week.
All right, next up, we all fucking knew it. We all knew the Steelers were about
All
to
right,
get their
next up
ass
here,
whooped
it
by
was
the
the
Chargers. So we can go ahead and slot the Steelers in right at the top of either C tier or the bottom of B tier. Because they booty cheeks. I don't care that there was an A tier last week. They booty cheeks.
I think it is probably good to
I
swap the
agree,
two teams because we
but
have
a
the
few weeks
Chargers
ago
in
they did
B and then
just
the
beat the
Steelers in
Colts, and I
A.
am kind of high on the
And
Colts, so I don't want to put them down that much. That much.
Yeah, but that feels like a
they
fluke.
did. The problem is, I get it. It does kind of feel like a fluke based on how their season's gone, and I feel like it's more of a fluke for the Colts than it is
I'm okay with
for the
that.
Steelers, frankly, because the Steelers were actually able to generate a lot of pressure against the Colts in that game, but they have not been a very good pressure team this season so far, or let alone run defense either, and they kind of shut down Taylor as well. So I think that is more of a fluke on the Colts having a bad day as opposed to the Steelers having a good day. And I think the Steelers more often than not are going to not have a good day. And this was an example of that. I maybe got a little too hyped on the Steelers defense after one good game from them. So that's why I ended up picking the Steelers. I thought, early Herbert could create a turnover, and unlike where, he did that against the Titans, they were able to come back from that because it's the Titans. Maybe they wouldn't be able to win the Steelers, but obviously that was not the case, and the Steelers were completely shut down on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I think they're in bougie. They're definitely behind the Broncos for me. And then the Chargers are very close to the Bills in A tier.
So Falcons have
Based on this,
You
back-to-back
could
weeks
argue
of
ahead
it's
of
having
the
really
whatever.
Bills,
close
frankly.
games against top-tier teams in the AFC. But they are still losing, so I can't move them up too much. I think they just have to sit
Yes.
right where they were, right behind the Cowboys. Maybe right above the Cowboys.
So here's the thing. They
They
did
let that
play
one
them
go.
close, and I think that the Patriots game is a better example of them playing close. But the 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 game against the Colts is in Berlin, and if we know anything about foreign overseas games, is that not it's not always like we can't really take what happens there as precedent for the future, because they're just such an anomaly of a game. And so I'm not taking too much stock into that. They did play well. They played well enough, but they obviously were going against Jonathan Taylor in this game, and that's just kind of brutal for most teams in the season. So yeah, I think that
Above the
they're
Cowboys.
definitely firmly behind the Dolphins. And again, we had the debate. We had the debate between the Falcons and Cowboys last week, and I
Yep.
think that they played well enough to get ahead of them this week, though. So we definitely all agree on that this time. The Colts, however, we had them in the top of A tier last week. We weren't very
Yep.
phased by the loss to the Steelers. Like we said, we thought it was a fluke, basically. And they win a close one, but they got the job done
I
overseas.
think
I
they're
think that's
still
a big
S tier,
deal.
right?
Do we drop them down? How far do we drop them down? What do you guys think? They might be. We'll see. If we don't have another AFC team, we can bump them up. I think that's okay. But I think we might have an
I
S
wouldn't.
tier
Oh
AFC
yeah.
team after this, if you catch my drift. Next up, the
Baltimore
Baltimore
Ravens are
Ravens,
just
Minnesota
gonna
Vikings.
keep
We had them
on
right
moving
next to
up the
each other
power
in C
rankings. I
tier
gotta
last
move
week,
them above
and
the
I think this is
Steelers
a
and
game
bougie.
where,
I
yeah,
agree.
I think so too. And this was what I was gonna say there. Like we had them both next to each other in C. We couldn't be bothered. We couldn't decide. Right. Those have been the themes for the C tier the last couple weeks. And that game with the biggest implications means the Ravens are going to move up to B, and I think the Vikings have to move down to D at this point. They're really far out of this division that is very strong, and
Nine
I'm
is
just not
mid.
inspired
Nine
by the
is
look of
so
this
mid.
team this season. So
Yeah,
I think
it's
they're in
looking
D
pretty
tier.
solidified that they are going to finish fourth in that division. And it really
Hmm.
raises the question, will they draft a quarterback with the amazing QB class coming up?
They're signing Tua Tagovailoa. I've been calling it since week one. I've called it since week one. How funny would that be?
Oh no, I would hate
Mac
that.
Jones.
How
That'd
funny
be
would it be if
so
that if they
gross.
Mac
actually trade for
Jones.
Tua? How funny would that be?
The San Francisco, the 49er, the 49er Vikings quarterback pipeline is just going to keep churning. That
So JJ McCarthy to the
Next up is
Niners.
the team that Anthony was hinting
fuck,
at
that would be
prior
something.
when he mentioned a team in the AFC that is going to be next here. And I couldn't agree
Yeah.
more. It is your New England
Man, fuck
Patriots,
off, bro.
led
Fuck this
by
fucking team right
Drake.
now.
Drake May. May.
Dude, I mean, come on. Come on. Like I think they're undeniable at this point. This is a really really good football team, and we had a nice decent discussion last week about this game, like our concerns on both sides of the football, and I'm happy to say that my take on it was pretty spot on. Like, even though the run game wasn't going to be perfect, they were still able to get the job done. And then the run game ended up being great anyway, surprisingly. Travion Henderson went off. So that was a huge plus, and I'd like to see more of that going forward. If you can put together multiple weeks of consistent running game football and not having to put it all in the back
Yeah, I
of
just
Drake
don't
May,
see
this
why
is
have them
looking
above the
like
Colts.
the best team in the AFC right now. Because I think they played better.
The only real competition.
I think they played better competition, and they've won.
The Tampa.
I mean, let's look at the.
Miami beat the Bills. I don't care about the Bills.
Let's look at it. They beat the Bills. They beat the Panthers. They destroyed the Panthers. The Falcons was close, and we think the Falcons are pretty frisky. They beat the Buccaneers off the bye. I think those are pretty solid games that they've won. So the Colts beat the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Titans. They lost to the Rams. They beat the Raiders,
Cardinals
Cardinals,
game, they almost
Chargers.
lost. That Cardinals game
that's a
came
good
down to the
win
wire.
on their resume. Then the Titans again. Then they lost to the Steelers. Right. The Colts game, they won by a field goal.
I don't know, man. I like.
I think the Patriots. Yeah, the Broncos game rather. Yeah, I think the Patriots have a better resume. Look, they're a very excellent team. They're in our A tier for a reason, and they're probably number 2 in the AFC right now.
Ruthie one, let go of the bias, but 2, you're outweighed 2 to 1.
Another good win against a good team in the Buccaneers, I think, is worth it.
Take him off of S, but I'm not being biased at all. I just really do prefer the Colts play.
That's a fair point. That's fine. They're close, but as we've done with tradition each week,
we might have to make an
S tier,
amends
and
to
it's one
that
from
just
each
so that way
conference.
we can have 2 teams from the NFC.
Okay. We might. The
I would
Buccaneers
say
were in
probably
B
at the
tier last
bottom
week. I don't
of
see any
B.
reason to move them.
Really?
I'd probably prefer them
would
over the other B tier teams. Really?
Yeah.
I think they would beat every team.
I think that's fair.
Really? Okay. I guess that's the happy medium there. I think
so.
they would beat the
I
Ravens.
don't know if I
and
agree.
Broncos.
Although I will say Lamar Jackson not practicing has me worried about the Ravens.
I also read that he was gonna be fine for Friday. No.
Who knows? I this is news to me, so.
That's fair. As long as they start
it is
Tyler
against the
Huntley,
Browns.
they're good.
They're playing the Browns.
New
this
York
week. Keep that in mind.
Giants. Let's put them right where they belong, which is right above the Falcons. Nah, right above the Cowboys.
I'm thinking F, bro. I'm thinking F.
Are they
James
even?
Winston
in
is
Yeah,
the
but
starting,
same
famous
order? Jackson
Jameis
Dart
is
hurt,
the starter
Coach is
now.
fired
Nah,
now.
they're F tier, man.
I think they're at the top of F.
And probably Dart.
Jameis is going to be better than Russ, 100%. He's obviously not going to be better than Dart. I don't know.
Bro,
though.
I think Jameis is about to go on a limb
I
sanity
think
run.
it's
I
more
swear to
volatile
God.
either way. I think he can. It would be funny. It would be
Yeah.
funny to have two Giants
Jameis and
quarterbacks on one
Tyrone
standing around
Tracy
this
did
year.
their
How
impressions.
sad
Doesn't
it
matter
is.
if we think it
Scatterbo
happens or not.
Jackson
Do I
Dart.
think it
Oh my
happens?
god, dude, this
No.
would be cinema. The scriptwriters gotta be listening to me right now. This is
Dude,
you gotta do this.
Scatterbu's out here talking about your dominance to the taco, or if the taco dominates you. That just reflects the state of the team, in my opinion. Like, they're F tier, bro. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
Damn it.
I agree with Vitor here. They've moved down to F. You know, you got your coach fired. You collapsed in the fourth quarter again. That's why your coach is fired. Plus, how they've handled the quarterback room.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I mean,
I
do they
don't
beat the
think
Raiders?
so.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
That's a
The
toss up.
Bears?
We'll put them right behind them for now. That's a toss up. We had them at bottom of B, and look, it was not pretty, and they very,
In front of the
very
Steelers, no?
nearly got upset. But they are very, especially in the last few weeks, where I thought they were not clutch, especially at the beginning of the year. They've really clutched up in the last few weeks and gotten some really crucial victories to keep themselves tied for first. Obviously, the Lions currently have the
Yeah, we
tiebreaker
can't
with their
discard
head-to-head
them. I don't
matchup,
think so.
but tied for first place in this NFC North division that is
I
clearly
think they
very
have
tough.
to be above the Bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agree.
I like them about
Actually,
where
yeah,
the
I
Bucks
agree.
are. Okay,
Yeah, it's like the
perfect.
Saints
So
in F
we're
tier,
all
bro.
in
God
agreement there.
damn the Saints. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tyler
Take it.
Shuck. Fuck you, Mickey Loomis. Lick my Johnson. The Saints go marching in. They have to be above,
Oh my
the
god.
Jets. That's all they get.
Do
You
they?
fucking idiots. In a week
Yeah.
of where you could have made up a draft pick spot
I'm with you.
on so many teams, you fucking won. You fucking idiots. Holy shit. You have one job to lose games.
Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers also had one job, and that's
Oh
to
my god,
win
dude! When I
against the
think they're
Saints.
actually
I fully
doing
blame Bryce
Keep
Young.
yourself relevant for
3
playoff race.
interceptions is unfair.
You're now-
Or 2 interceptions and a fumble is unacceptable.
Same way for
Yeah.
T Law. I'm kind of losing my patience with Bryce Young here.
It was a bad game, and a crazy winnable
Yeah,
game.
but he
He's
keeps
been
doing
good
this
up
shit.
until this week. This is what's so annoying. Like, some of these teams just have a bad game. I know he does. He has, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It feels with Bryce Young.
I thought that was a.
And
I thought that was a.
This is just a
game.
game like
I thought it
against the
was a
Saints
game.
in the division. You're back down to 500 again.
You have
That
to go
was my
there
survivor
and,
pick, and they
pull up a
lost.
tie with the Bucks and actually fight for the division. And they didn't. They're not gonna get a better chance now. I'll tell you that.
Right. And it's so concerning, especially when we talk about their matchup this week. Like, fuck, they might they take a huge skid here and get out of playoff contention super quickly, despite being noisy starting December. So yeah, it's really frustrating. I think bottom of C tier makes a lot of sense for them right now.
Yeah, they're
They're
basically still
a
in
game and a half back
supreme,
from the hunt,
like,
but,
very
I
good
mean,
position
They're
to
not
win
going to
this
be prowling
division.
much
So
longer.
next up, a team that is not in good position to win their division.
F
Why
tier,
is
bro.
their head coach not fired yet? I mean, I'm just kind of over this regime entirely. Get them out of here, fire Kyler Murray, and draft a new quarterback. Get somebody who fits the scheme. Don't do bullshit where you get Drew Petzing to run a fucking play action offense with a guy who can't even go under center. That wasn't fucking brilliant, GM. You know, we sit here in our apartments. I'm a fucking culinary major, and I have the common sense to know that that was not a good fit. Do better, man. Do better.
Do you think? What are the odds? What are the odds they sabotage Kyler to
Yeah.
draft him?
Dude,
That's
they
3
totally hate
hopes.
that guy. They're
It
like,
had
God,
to
I
be.
can't
It
stand
has
this
to be.
Call of Duty fuckers.
Sabotage.
Do we know that? Do we know?
Well, they'd be
do we know
sabotaging
if
their
the owner's not in
jobs too.
accordance?
We're all gonna this franchise. We don't. We don't know that, but I think that the odds are increasingly likely as we go through the rest
They
of the
should. I
year
think it's
that
about time.
this
It's
team is
definitely
going to
about time.
get the house completely cleaned. I really believe that. But you might be right. I think that like I said, I was the guy that was last week vying for the lifeline that Jonathan Gannon I thought was less likely to be fired than some of the other coaches we were talking about. And it's because like there is a little bit of progress and obviously the offense is a fit for the backup, not the starter, which is bizarre, but look, now it's looking a little bit better. Of course, this week you play against the Seahawks and you get your
For
absolute
a
shit rocked and
touchdown
you
both
fumble
times.
six twice to the same player, but you know, exactly.
That's
Fumble
fine.
Oh
six,
That's
yeah.
yeah.
fine. I think
I
the
I
don't think
think
Seahawks are
they're
the
maybe
S
best
above
team
the
in
tier,
the
but
NFL
they're
Bengals.
right now.
bottom of D. Yes, I would agree. I think the Seahawks are clearly S. They're
It's,
clearking on both
yeah,
sides of the ball.
yeah.
Their special
They
teams is
they
excellent too.
win. They win with talent. They
They've ripped
win
off a
with
couple of return
personnel.
touchdowns as
Yeah,
well. Their
it's nice to
kicker's
see.
good.
It's really nice to see. I think Darnold needs more MVP talk. Honestly,
That's an interesting one. I feel like there's a little too much leaning on one receiver, maybe, to really get that kind of talk. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's having a fantastic year. And I think it helps that the rushing
that
game
is
has
one.
been
That was the
very
one big.
inconsistent
That
for
is the one
them,
big issue
at
for
least
them.
as
Yeah.
far as who is actually the number one back in this scheme. Um, and I think if they can figure that out, especially against a team like the Rams, and they win that game, like that is a huge leap for them, especially in a very tight and competitive division. But yeah, to me, they're the number one team. The defense is absolutely lights out, creating a ton of turnovers. But they're
Both
outside
trenches are
of creating
good.
the turnovers, they're also
They're
just playing
efficient and
ridiculously well.
opportunistic.
And in some cases, in spite of injuries. Yeah, the offensive line. Yes, yeah, that's a
The
great way to
second
put it.
best team in football,
So yeah, they're the best team in the NFL right now. And
I guess.
to me, they're number three because I do have the Patriots number two. And I do also hate to put the Rams up here, but I mean, the pedigree's there. They absolutely destroyed. Frankly, it was, in fairness, a third string
They
Niners
did what they were
defense, but they
supposed to do.
destroyed them nonetheless. Um, that game, I said by the time it was 7-0 and they were going to get the ball back, I tweeted at Goat House Riz that it was already an ass
Yeah.
beating because I just knew it was nothing was going to happen in that game. The 49ers desperately need their guys to come back, the people that are expected to come back. Brock Purdy is full participant of practice this week, so maybe he comes back for the Cardinals on Sunday. Pearsall is questionable again. Who the fuck knows at this point? Here's what I don't understand. And again, brief rant. I think I touched on it last week as well, but I don't get why you have your quarterback suffer turf toe. It's the exact same thing that Joe Burrow suffered a week later. Joe Burrow gets the
Yeah, he's about to
surgery,
come back,
goes on
actually.
IR, and he's progressing beautifully, and he's expected to be back. Yeah, exactly. Why couldn't we do the same thing with Brock? He's already been out the 3 months anyway, basically. He's been out 3 months, and instead of just resting the toe, getting the surgery, and coming back and recovering, he's been practicing like for the last 4 weeks, has not come back because obviously he's making it worse or something during practice because he's putting weight on his toe. He's putting the pressure on his toe. I don't like the malpractice of this health staff is just boggling. Like it doesn't make any sense. And it's like Looney Tunes shit. Like every year, this health staff doesn't know what they're doing. I can't believe it, and it's happening again. Here he is, like maybe he's gonna come back, but
No
Kyle
way
has
he
even
said
said,
that. No
even
way
if
he said
comes back,
that.
he's gonna be playing injured. Why? What? He just fucking like he basically did. Yes, there's like a direct quote somewhere where he's like Brock won't be 100% or something like that. It's like, well, then what are we doing? What are we doing? And it's the same thing with Pearsall. It was like a tweaked knee, whatever the fuck that means. But it was a very minor injury that he suffered after
Wow.
week 4. He hasn't been back since. He hasn't even been practicing since. Why isn't he just on IR? Why? We could get another receiver rostered on this team that desperately needs receivers instead of
I was gonna ask about Ayuk.
we don't
What's going
know.
on with Ayuk?
Same thing with Ayuk. Ayuk for the past like 6 weeks. For the last like 6 weeks, the the
Uh,
the the story is that they're very close to opening his practice window. For 6 weeks, when is it going to happen? When is it
I
actually
don't
going to
think
happen? Where
so.
his practice window's open? Is he even going to play this year? Is he ever going to play for the 49ers again? Like we have so like way too many questions and not no answers, no answers, and that just completely drives me nuts. I think it's much more of a John Lynch issue than it is a Shanahan issue because Lynch is overseeing all the medical staff as well, of course. And Lynch has already had a really bad pedigree when it comes to the draft in particular. He's a great trader at the deadline, I think. We've had some monumental deadline trades that have done wonders for us, like Christian McCaffrey. But his drafting pedigree is awful. Outside of a couple diamonds in the rough like Fred Warner that make up for every other miss, which has been like
The Javon
80% of the
Kinlaw
time. We
pick
must have the
looms
highest
large
miss rate
over
in the
your
NFL
franchise.
among the draft. It's unbelievable.
DeForest Buckner.
It looms so large because we traded fucking Buckner away for that pick. Yeah, refusing to pay Buckner, then paying Armstead, then getting rid of Armstead after the paycheck anyway. I can't believe this team, man. It's crazy. And every year this happens. Every year. It's the same stories, the same stories. I can't believe it. And Shanahan, now here's where I will get to Shanahan. I think he's obviously an excellent coach, and I said last year or last week that he should be a
Hmm.
front runner for Coach of the Year just because of the way that the team is playing despite everything. And I think he is maybe his best coached effort on the team as well, which is saying a lot given that he's been to 2 Super Bowls with his team. But it. I just don't understand why we're so stubborn in some of the players that we bring that we play. Jake Brendel gets injured against the Falcons 3 weeks ago. In those 3 weeks, the rushing attack is much better. Like, not just a little bit better, much better when he's out. He's healthy, he comes back in, and we can't run the ball against the Rams. I mean, the Rams defense is good, but color me fucking shocked that we can't run the ball with Brendel when we haven't been able to run the ball with Brendel all season. Like, what are we doing? It doesn't make any sense. Same thing. Nick Martin, our third round project linebacker pick that was supposed to be like a Drake Greenlaw type of player, but obviously injured in his final year at college and everything, and that's what there's a big controversy surrounding the pick anyway. We have D Winters, who has been terrible since week 2. I feel so bad for making him a stud of the week in week 1 because since then he's like genuinely been awful. He's been the like worst linebacker in coverage in the NFL among qualified linebackers since week 2. And here we have Nick Martin, rookie, who's not even like dressing for
Well, you
games.
see, we
I
drafted him
don't
this
understand why he's
year,
not getting
so
play
he
time.
has to
What is
ride the
going on?
bench until he really
Isaac
gets with the
Guerrero.
program. Where you just have to get him up to speed. He hasn't really made his way onto the NFL like actual roster. Just keep on developing him, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Same thing with Jair Brown. I am done. I was done with him last year after we were up like 3 scores to
Jair Brown
the
is just
Cowboys, and
the
then he
king
gave up
of
that
blown
awful,
coverage.
awful blown coverage touchdown that brought them within 2 scores again. Blown coverage after blown coverage, poor tackle angle leading to a missed tackle. Against the Texans, it's the fucking Texans. It's CJ Stroud and the Texans. CJ Stroud's best game, and he gave up a perfect passer rating in coverage that week. He has been awful all year. We just drafted Marcus Siegel, a safety. Why isn't he getting playing time? Him and Malik Mustafa, I think, would be a really solid duo, actually, and a very young duo at the same time. But we're not getting Siegel. We're not getting Jason Pinnock as a starter either. We brought him in because we needed safety help. Why is Jair Brown getting all these snaps? He's horrible. He's absolutely dreadful. I can't stand it because our corners are playing so well. Green has been actually fantastic this year, I think. He's been very locked down. He has not committed many penalties, that was his one thing coming out of college. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's a
very
little
handsy,
bit of
he'll
a
commit a lot of
diddler.
penalties, but he's a good man coverage corner. He's had a lot of PBUs. He's been really good. Uh Lenore, as we know, franchise corner, a very solid player. It's our safeties. The whole middle of the field is dreadful. Defensive line, interior linebackers without Fred Warner. I mean, Tatum Bethune's still good, playing well, but D. Winters has been horrible. And Luke Gifford's also been terrible. And then the safeties, outside of Mustafa. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway, rant over.
I guess not quite because it's the 49ers
Well, I
here.
guess not quite.
Where do we want to put the 49ers? Probably top of seats here, right?
Uh, I I don't I don't know. It's so tough because they did lose. Like they got belt to ass against the Rams, and I kind of thought that would happen despite picking the Niners out of obligation. But I really,
You
if you
said
guys both say
top
C,
of
I'll say
B.
C. But I would say top of B
You
because I
said
do think that this is still a good team that is capable of winning games. No,
I can't
top.
put it.
I said
I
if you guys
can't. I
say
can't
top of
put them
C,
below
that's fine.
the
But I
Steelers
was gonna
though.
say bottom B. Maybe I did say top B. That's
I'm
my
okay
mistake.
with bottom of B, but I'm not. Top of B was no.
How about
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
bottom
no,
of
I
B
didn't
I'm
mean
okay
top of
with.
B. If I said that,
not
that's my
about the
mistake. I
Steelers?
meant bottom B.
Guys,
Okay.
pinky ring till I get a wedding ring.
I mean, I don't know. In fairness, like it is Aaron Rodgers, and the
Okay,
49ers
fair.
always play well against Aaron Rodgers, so maybe. But we'll just leave him there. It's fine. Uh,
Um,
Lions
gotta
up
be like
next.
high A above the Chiefs, I think. Above the Colts. Okay.
No, the Chiefs are. I think I prefer the Chiefs for sure.
Okay.
I
It
think they
feels
belong
so
just
weird
above the
because I
Bills
think
for
the
me
Bills
right
should
now.
still be above the Chiefs because the Bills did belt ass Chiefs.
They did, but man, that was such a bad
I
loss of
definitely
the
don't agree.
Broofy's not going to
Dolphins.
agree to move the
I
Bills
mean,
up.
if you guys both agree, we can move them. But all right, next up, Commanders.
Let's get on it.
Man, our Dead Men Walking tier is massive.
The
They might
Vikings
they
might
might
need
get
to
to a
go
point
up
where
a
we
tier.
might need to just get rid of a tier at some point. But we talked about how big that game was. I mean, well, hold on a second. Let's just get this
The
team
Cowboys
tiered
just
here. I
beat them
mean,
not long
what
ago, so
about
I'd say
Cowboys?
below the
Probably maybe
Cowboys.
around here.
Yeah, but the Commanders haven't
Yeah,
won
it was
since then,
about
so
3 weeks ago, but that's fine. Here's the thing. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Okay, here's what I'll say. I think Vikings can move to bottom of C, and I think the Packers move to top of C. I think that was a brutal loss, and they have not. That's back-to-back losses that were very, very winnable games where the offense was just completely inept, and the offense has been almost inept all season. I really am not confident in them right now at all. Any thoughts on the Packers?
I mean, I think you kind of said everything. That I mean, maybe we have to shit talk Love a little more.
oh
Um,
yeah, so the
No, we
Packers,
should talk him enough.
yeah, I mean
I
we've all
think
all
said
right.
this, but the
we've been
Packers
so critical
offense
of him
is
all year.
so dependent on Josh Jacobs dominating, and if he doesn't dominate, Jordan Love cannot carry this offense. He cannot pass when he needs to be the guy carrying it. He can't sit there in the pocket because he doesn't trust his own line. So he's not going to stay there and deliver on rhythm passes. And so you can't rely on him to go out there and succeed and get points on the board for you. So if you can stop the run against this team, they become so one dimensional. And so as long as you can get pressure on the quarterback, stop the run, it's an easy win for any team because the Packers can't do anything. And they've shown that multiple games.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and it's funny because I was so scared that I was gonna eat my hat after the first like 6 weeks of the season, where I'm like, man, I
I
don't
mean,
believe
they're
in the
still
Packers. I
not the
think they're a fourth
Vikings.
place team in the NFC North this year. And then they start 5-1 or whatever it was. No, no, that's right. But I feel a lot better after the last few weeks watching this team because that's more
Right.
in line with what I expected from them going into the year after starting so well. So hopefully my take ages better as time goes on, as it has over the
Hey,
last
this
couple of
is the
weeks, by the
number
way.
one team in the ESPN power ranking,
Eagles,
so we
last
need
but
to put
not
them at number
least,
one.
but maybe least. I mean, yeah, I can't believe
I
that.
would say right
I
below
don't
the
think this is a
Chargers.
very inspired football team either right now. Um, Yeah, yeah, I think that's okay. I say not very inspired, but obviously very great roster wise. They can really beat anyone. I feel like this year, similar to other teams, I think this year so far has been an example of them also playing up to good opponents and playing down to bad opponents. I think we've had a lot of that this season. And the Eagles are just another example of that. Again, coming out on the playing up end more so than playing down.
Yeah.
All right. I believe
Bills
that's our
No,
versus
tier
of the
list.
week. Fuck the
Any
Bills.
last minute addendums?
the Titans are
Yep.
stinky.
I
Any
called out a few
Stud
any
of the
studs and
week
duds
is
for
gonna
the week?
be the
go for it.
entire Dolphins D line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just shout out to the Dolphins
And
D
O
line.
line. We really handled them both sides.
Yeah, just shout out to the Miami trenches. And then the dud of the week is going to be the New Orleans Saints entire fucking organization. They can all rot in hell for the next 7 days.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Gotta
Dud
win
of
the
the
game.
week for me, or duds of the week. Bryce Young, got to win that game. Can't commit those turnovers. And then Brian Dayball. I mean, he's gotten dunked on enough, but I feel
Uh,
like dunking on him too
my
because I said
dud.
he should have been fired 2 years ago.
I'm kind of just thinking Joe
Long
Brady.
overdue.
I said it earlier, but I also want to say T Law. I said both names, and then studs. Other than those guys that I said, shout out Tyler Shuck. Great future for the Saints.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I didn't see that.
Yes, yes.
My bad.
Fantastic stud. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Is the crane broken? All right. All right. Joke did not land. It fell flat, but that's okay. Yeah. Should I
We can
Yeah.
should I
interchange.
reread
We
our
can
tiers here for
interchange.
the listeners at home?
Okay, so in the marvelous superhero supervillain
Okay,
super
Vitor, go ahead.
cursed Super Bowl, we have the Seahawks and the Patriots. So that just means the Patriots are going to be cursed. You know what? I love the placement, guys. I love the placement. Yeah, keep it going.
Both teams might be cursed.
In our albatross tier, we lead
Keep
it
going.
off with the
Okay.
Rams
Go ahead.
in
Go ahead,
third
Jacob.
place in the total of the power rankings, followed up by the Colts, Chiefs, Lions, Bills, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Philadelphia Stingles.
Singles.
All right. Well done. Well done. Topping off our bougie tier, we got Broncos country. They're riding. We got the Baltimore Ravens, then the Chicago Bears, then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then the Pittsburgh
Okay.
Steelers,
And
and then
the
the San Francisco
corporate
49ers.
needs you to find the dot dot dot
Dot, dot, dot.
Packers, the Texans,
Ellipse.
the Panthers, and the bum ass Vikings, led by JJ9.
In the You're Dead to Me walking tier, we got the Trevor Lawrence led Jaguars.
Oh my
Hashtag You're
god.
Dead to Me. We got the Tua led Miami Dolphins. Hashtag Tua, you're dead to me.
You're gonna do this for every QB. You're gonna do this for every QB.
Hashtag Michael, you're dead to me, Penix. We got the Dallas Cowboys. Hashtag don't write back to me. You're Dak to me.
You're
What the
Dak
fuck,
to
man?
me.
We got this. We got the Cincinnati Bungles and we got the Arizona Cardinals.
Any who? The Bungles?
The Bungles, yeah. The Bungles. All right. And then rounding out our fans of the NFL now tier, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Giants, the New Orleans Saints, the New York
Are you
Jets,
a fan of the NFL now,
the
Jacob?
Cleveland Browns, and then the Tennessee Titans.
Every day is pain when you're a Saints fan.
Maybe
That 1 year, guys.
Except for that 1 year, guys.
Hey, we had that 1 year where
bringing
we
up that
killed
1
every
year
single
15
quarterback
years
we
ago.
went against.
It'll make him happy.
America.
Yeah, fuck yeah, brother.
They did it for the money.
All right, some rapid fire. Yeah,
Holy shit, the
for the
Saints are
money
on
for
bye.
sure. Yeah. All right, some rapid fire pick'ems brought to you by. Yep, no pain this week. Yeah, these rapid fire pick'ems are brought to you by the like
Yeah.
button. Consider liking the video. And follow us on TikTok, please. Anyway, Thursday night football. We got the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. Fellas, the Patriots are going to win, and I think this is going to be like one of the only games this year.
The
on Thursday Night
Jets
Football that's
shocked the
going to be a total
world
trouncing.
by putting up more than
Give me
3
the Pats.
points in the Patriots win.
If Zach Wilson was starting this game for the Jets, would you be picking the Jets?
Fuck no, bro. What? Yeah, honestly.
I might be picking the Patriots
Wow.
by 30 more.
Just remember, guys. Just
Justin
remember, it's
Fields
been too long.
surpasses Zach
It's
Wilson.
been too long that we
Yeah.
said this, but this guy had Zach Wilson number 1 overall. Just make the. Let's just go back to that. Yeah, it's been way too long.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
the
I
first
forgot
time
Now,
about
I've
to
done
that.
this
be honest, T-Law has
Well
been playing
done.
like ass. So it's not like,
Yeah, all
But-
of those quarterbacks were busts.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Maybe
yeah,
it-
you know what? Maybe Fields is the best of the class.
Maybe it ends up being Justin Fields after all.
No, Mac Jones was the best. Actually, it's either Davis Mills or Mac Jones.
Imagine how sad that is. Yeah, Mac Jones. Yeah, he is what fucking.
If I genuinely had to
5-4
pick a guy for my
this
team, it
year.
would be Mac Jones. How
Or
crazy
5
is
and
that?
3. 5 and 3. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to pay T-Law $50 million. I'm not paying
Yeah, it is crazy.
T-Law $50
But
million.
That's what we're in. That's the world we live in.
I almost put you guys in a frenzy because I was about to say, dude,
Yeah,
is it
you're only
crazy
paying
for me
Mac
to
Jones
say I would
3.5.
take Trey Lance?
Exactly. Now I will say this. Okay, a little caveat here. Okay, if we're giving Miami so much shit for
Oh.
paying Tua, we should give Jacksonville more shit, Green Bay more shit, Arizona more shit. They did the exact same shit.
They did. And the only reason they don't get that kind of shit thrown at them, well, Kyler Murray's starting to but it's because the Cardinals are bad.
Well, also because YouTubers are ranking him really high in their quarterback
And
rankings.
the
Like,
Jaguars aren't getting it
Bengal
because-
put him in the quarterback tier of no matter what, he will elevate the team.
Yeah.
Like, when the fuck has he ever been
remember
that player?
I remember that. His mechanics
I
are horrible.
still
I
get, like,
always get
what
scared
are
when he
other
drop
people
backs
seeing
because he's
that
gonna
we
do some
aren't?
flimsy shit
You
that
know what I mean?
scares me
I-
every time.
You know the caveman meme
Yes.
where the face
Yes.
just goes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my face every single time that I see this
Yeah.
shit. I'm just so, like, baffled. It makes zero sense to me.
I have to point out to my friends that are watching with me every time that he actually plants his feet on a drop back because it happens so
Yeah, it's actually
unoften,
unbelievable.
if that's even a word.
Because didn't this man get
It
MVP
happens
votes
so
last
little
year?
that it's an occasion.
I don't
It's a
remember.
celebration when it does.
Either
Was
way,
it last
I
year or
really,
was it
I
the year
really do
before?
think he's
I
just
think it was the year
a thrower of the football.
With his
I
good
don't
5
really
games
view
at
him
the end of the year.
as a quarterback. You know?
yeah,
Doesn't
he's
have
an
the
elite
mechanics of a
chucker,
quarterback.
dude. He's an elite chucker for real.
Real,
Yeah. He's like-
for real.
He's just like me, for real, for real. I throw the football. All right. Well, we went way off track there, but we're coming back on. No longer the crazy train. We got the Houston Texans on the road against the Tennessee Titans coming off the bye.
Ford Fountain
Guys,
Kitchen.
color me shocked. I'm taking the Texans. They're playing really good football right now, and the Tennessee Titans
Yeah,
are
Davis
absolutely
Mills
dreadful.
is
They
the
could get
better
shut out again. They
quarterback
got shut out the
than
first time around.
Cam Ward. Sorry. Deal with it. Womp womp.
Yeah,
Give me the
Texans.
Texans.
Yep.
All right, next up, the Cincinnati Bengals off their bye on the road against the Pittsburgh
I will
Steelers.
always
Do they
take
upset
every
again?
opportunity
Let's
to
hear it.
pick against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it is with great disgust that I am picking the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're just going to win this game. I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals beating them twice.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to pick the Steelers, I do think they win and they make the division more interesting. So, yeah, I'll go with the Steelers, unfortunately.
It's so funny that we're all going to say pretty much the exact same thing. As much as I don't want to pick the Steelers, I'm going to be picking the Steelers. I'm not happy about it, but I would be shocked if a similar outcome occurs
It'd
that
be kind of
occurred
sick
on Thursday night
if
3
the
weeks
Bengals
ago.
just had their
That would
number.
be wild. But yeah, Steelers. It would be cool. It would be
Yep.
cool. It would be really cool, but not expecting that to happen.
Man, so this
And
next game, talk about a game that had so much hype 5 weeks ago and just has zero hype now because of the way the Jags have handled themselves. But we have the Chargers going all the way over to Jacksonville. It is a really long travel, and that West Coast to East Coast travel is a very brutal one. But they just got to take care of business here. They're a much better football team. The Jags have looked atrocious on both sides of the ball, especially in the late game. They haven't been able to close out games. They haven't been able to clutch anything out. You have to go out there and execute, especially as a team that's known as the team that pounds the ball, the team that plays plays off the play action. You are the team that controls the clock. Go out there and demonstrate why you are known as that team.
Yep, valid.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers for a lot of the reasons that you gave as well. They are the better team going into this one, but for that very reason, that's probably why the Jaguars are going to win, because this is just how the NFL has been this year, and I would not be shocked in the world at all to see the Jaguars pull off an upset here, just because that's how it's
Yeah.
been. But I am
Yeah,
taking the
picking
Chargers
Chargers
because
as well.
they,
As much
they,
as I
they
want
are
to
the
see an
favorites on
upset,
paper,
because
and
it'll
they
be
should
fun.
win.
Yeah, I mean, the
I think
Jags can still
I think
play.
it's
They're not
deceptively close.
totally broken
For that
team.
reason.
Hey Broncos, you're losing. I'm sorry. The Chiefs are better. They own you. Patrick
All right,
Mahomes
next
owns
up.
you. He doesn't lose to you. You guys suck. You are nothing compared to the Lord Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs win.
What Jacob said.
You're
Jacob,
picking
guess
the
what?
Broncos, aren't you?
Guess what, Jacob? No, that's not what. No,
Fuck the
it's
Chiefs,
America's
dude.
Game of the Week again.
Roofy,
At
you weren't there for
1:25 in
this,
the
but the
late
Chiefs
window.
only play on
Again.
prime time or America's Game of the Week, and
Vitor.
it is only those two things.
No, you're lying.
So week one, Friday in Brazil, prime time. Week 2, America's Game of the Week against the Eagles.
Right.
Prime time with a lowercase p, right? Because that's the late window that's on after every other game ends. Against the Giants, Sunday Night Football, prime time. Against the Ravens, America's Game of the Week. Against the Jaguars, Monday Night Football, prime time. Against the Lions, Sunday Night Football, prime time. Against the Raiders, not
Against
prime
the
time at
Raiders.
all. The one game this season that has not been prime time at all. The Commanders, Monday Night Football, prime time. Against the Bills, America's Game of the Week, prime time, lowercase p. This one, again, lowercase p, prime time. They have literally, they've always had the
They have national
game.
coverage
They've always
every
had the
single
national
game, other
games
than the
this
game they
week,
played the
or this
Raiders.
season, outside of one.
And I still
It's
had
crazy.
coverage of that game because I live in Kansas.
Fucking wild. Anyway, yeah, Chiefs should win.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
Yeah,
exposes the
I gotta put my
Broncos as
money
being kind of
where my mouth
fraudulent.
is, and I do think the Broncos fall down to earth. I do think the Chiefs win
Next
the division.
up.
So if the Chiefs are gonna win the division, they have to win this game.
Right. Next up, the Baltimore Ravens on the road against the Cleveland Browns. Sounds like Lamar Jackson is questionable, but for me, it's not really going to matter. I do think that Tyler Huntley is capable.
As long
of
as
this system.
Cooper
We've seen
Rush
him be
doesn't
capable
start
of
this
it
game
before.
as a
After all, he's
cakewalk
Pro
for
Bowler
Baltimore.
under the Ravens.
They should turn Dylan Gabriel over twice at least.
You would
I
think.
agree, but at this point, why are the Browns not starting Shador?
You would think, yeah. So I'm taking the Ravens.
Because Gabriel is better.
Because
It's not about
I
the
don't
difference.
yeah, I don't think that the difference would be very great. Now, as an organization, you would say, well, why not just see? Your season's already over. But I really think that Shador is going to be traded in the offseason, and that's why they're not playing him. They want to keep his value mysterious. That way they can get something, you know?
The second one makes more
Yeah,
sense.
that
I
that
agree.
would be my reading of why he's not getting play time. Okay.
It's Madrid. It's gonna be
This
Madrid.
is Spain, Madrid. Is this Madrid or Barcelona? I'm not sure, but it's in Spain. Madrid. Okay.
Holy snooze fest,
Yeah,
dude. Who is
Commanders
waking
at the
up at 8 a.m. for
Dolphins.
this shit?
I definitely am, you fuckhead. I don't think it's a good matchup for the Commanders. A lot of injuries. I'm picking Miami. Picking Miami every week, regardless. But I actually think it makes some sense here. Yeah, pick Miami. No,
Yeah,
Devon
no,
Achane
I'm actually with Brew. Yeah, I'm
Devon,
taking the Dolphins here.
Or should I go?
Devon Achane is going for 200 plus, and there's nothing else to say. Again,
Oh no, he's not going to at all. This game is hitting the under. I don't know what the under is, but it's hitting the under. It's gonna be like 13-10. It's gonna be some boring ass bullshit.
No fucking way.
I'm actually on Vitor's side here. I was gonna say the exact same thing as you just there. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, all purpose.
I think Achane gets close, not rushing, but all purpose. I think around 200. Because the Commanders just can't stop the run. This defense is absolutely atrocious. It's undersized and slow, and those are the two worst things that you can have on defense ever. Like them both of them combined naturally is just a recipe for disaster. It's a bad team, but not helped by all the injuries that they have. I think it's deceptively close because
No, it's definitely close.
Foreign country, it's an overseas game. These games are generally speaking
Okay.
pretty close. But yeah, I've got the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
How
up,
is this
we got
not
the
America's
Tampa Bay
game of the
Buccaneers
week?
on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Both teams looking to bounce back after tough losses.
I mean, I understand why Chiefs Broncos are.
It's a 10 a.m. game. That's why
So,
East Coast.
Why?
it's a fight for the division. I mean, I think it makes sense.
Oh,
It's a divisional matchup. But you have to keep in mind, West Coast or Western teams are generally speaking going to be playing in the afternoon, whereas the
Yeah,
East
yeah,
Coast
you always rub it in. We
Yeah,
know,
but-
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
at least.
Man, look, this guy at it
Yeah.
again, bro.
Breakfast with the morning
yeah.
slate, lunch with the
But
afternoon
Baker
slate,
versus
and then
Josh
dinner
Allen
with
is the
fucking
two
Sunday
most
night
likable
Baker's
players
washed.
in the
Man,
league.
Baker's washed. Josh Allen is mid. Both these teams need a win here.
This man just said Baker is washed.
I don't know why
His
you believe me.
quarterback is Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't know why this guy believes me.
He did.
Rage baited with success. But anyways,
That doesn't invalidate his argument.
both these teams
Don't
need to
you
win
ever-
badly.
Disrespect the crimson and cream that I wear upon my head.
Yeah, flip that shit around, bro. Flip it around.
It's still gonna ride with Boomer fucking Sooner, man.
Okay. As
Okay.
I was saying, I do think the Bills win.
Bills
this one
win
out.
this.
Yeah, I do think the Bills
Bucks
win. I don't
Bills.
think they do a stinker twice in a row. But on that note, go Bucks.
I think the Bucks are a team that's going to continue to struggle against good teams, unfortunately.
Listen, I hate to keep saying it, Jacob. I hate to keep saying it, but did I not say that earlier in the year? That it wasn't sustainable for them to win how they were. I did.
It wasn't
say that.
sustainable for them to win how they were, but I'm going to pick the Dolphins to go far in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
it was more
Huh?
so.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know. He's in his own fantasy land right now.
I said Barupi picked
No one
Dolphins to
understands
go
what you're
far in the
saying. You're like a
playoffs.
zombie.
I'm always going to. What?
Delusion. That's what.
I'm always going to.
Uh, my one comment on this game is I don't understand why Bucky Irving didn't just go on IR either. I think that's a failure of the Buccaneers medical staff. So that way I don't have to just
Do
cast
you
blame on
think
the Niners medical staff the whole
Do you
time. I
think
get to talk shit on someone else's as well.
Sorry.
It's just so
I
weird
was gonna ask you. Do you
to
think the
not play for
49ers
7
medical
weeks.
staff is paying the
Go ahead.
Bucks medical staff to be bad, so it doesn't look too bad on the Niners medical staff to show that the other teams make mistakes as well?
They're like, hey man, we really
Well,
have
you
fucked
might be
up.
on.
We
You might be onto
really
something there.
fucked up with the Brock Purdy situation. Can you please do something bad to make this look better? Can you please take the heat off of us?
You know what? That might track. That might track because they could have been doing the same exact thing with Joe Burrow as an experiment. You guys get to have perform surgery on Joe Burrow. We're not going to
We're
Yeah.
doing
perform surgery on
And
Joe
then
experiments.
Burrow.
when
Like
Joe Burrow
experiments.
comes back soon, they're like, ah, fucking assholes.
And it'll
Yeah,
be
Believe it or
medical
not, it's actually
exactly.
gonna
from
be a
here on out.
precedent,
Just get
huh?
surgery
Look
on your
at
turf toe.
that. Isn't that hilarious?
It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Niners trainer's
Washington might
like,
have a point.
oh, well, now, of
You might have a
course, in
fucking point.
hindsight, we should
I think
have
this is.
given the surgery. Oh, it's hindsight, guys. It's hindsight.
Yeah, we shouldn't let our guy recover. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And practice and put
Right.
pressure on his foot. Yeah, for sure.
We should throw him out to the Wolves in week 4.
I think we all win the Bills, right?
Yeah, great job, guys. Well done.
You said Bucks,
think,
though, Anthony,
like
right?
you said, I think it's super, super close. I might change my
Oh,
pick.
okay.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Well,
talking about how
that is a
what's
coast-to-coast
happened to
guarantee
Bucky
for
Irving
the
is a
Buffalo
travesty.
Bills.
And frankly, if they put him on IR, and yes, it is technically. All right, Monday Night Football, because we're going out of order here, but it's okay. We got the Dallas Cowboys on the road off the bye against the Las Vegas Raiders, who have virtually a bye week. Playing on Thursday Night Football last
Yeah,
week. Now
that's
playing Monday
like
Night
2
Football
games
this week.
or 2
That's
days shy of it,
not
right?
bad. But the Cowboys have a lot of new arrivals on defense. Yeah, close. Yeah. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys have a lot of new arrivals on defense. I'm interested to see how they play, especially I think against super weak competition in the Raiders. This could be a really
You
good
know,
opportunity to get another win on the
I'm
street for them. I've got the Dallas Cowboys off the bye.
extremely excited and looking forward to the debut of new Raiders quarterback Benjamin Netanyahu. I just think that he's going to bring a really explosive
Yeah.
element to this offense, and it'll breed some more success and give them more opportunity to show off the downfield plays. But no, on a serious note, I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. They're just the better team, I think. I don't know. These two teams suck, but I'm
Are
going to
they?
ride with Dallas.
Are they that much better? But yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Who is it? Is it Cam Miller?
It's still
actually who's
it's
quarterback
still
this week for the
Gino.
Raiders?
He wasn't benched. No, that was a meme,
So
unfortunately.
the benching was a meme too. I thought he was legit benched. I thought
Yeah, no.
I thought the replacement quarterback was the meme part. All right.
Yeah, no, it would
I fell
be
for it,
Cam
kind of,
Miller,
damn
I
it.
think.
Oh well, he probably could be benched. Yeah. All right, whatever. Next up, the Chicago Bears on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. One team super clutch win, last minute, and then the
Even
other
the Bears.
team,
I think
not a
the
clutch
Bears
loss,
defense is actually going to
just
give the
lost
Vikings
outright.
a lot of
What do
trouble,
you
and
guys
I think
got?
it'll make JJ McCarthy have to elevate this offense, and I don't know if I trust JJ McCarthy to go out there and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bears here in a game where they win 27-14.
I live to see Jacob talk shit about JJ McCarthy. Would you look at that? Yeah, unbelievable. I got the Bears as well. similar to what Jacob said, I don't really trust McCarthy. I think the Bears are doing good things. So, yeah, I mean, Tua, just a matter of time before he's a Viking.
Maybe 24-17, not 27-14.
Okay. I don't think the Vikings sweep the series here on the season. The big key difference with the Bears from week one to this week is that the rushing attack is a lot more efficient, and they're clearly firing on all cylinders there. And it seemed just like an adjustment period for Ben Johnson going into the season. Took a couple weeks, and now we're here. Monangai has looked great in relief of DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is back as well, so nice two-headed monster there. I think they control the clock and win the game. Next up, the Carolina Panthers on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. If you remember, in Week 3, the Panthers blanked the Falcons 30-0 in a stunning
I'm
win.
picking a draw
We think
because I
the
don't
Falcons
trust
are
either
destined
of
for a
these
similar
teams to
fate,
win a football
boys.
game.
Going with the Panthers, I do think they
Reasonable,
get a
reasonable.
little bit closer
Okay.
to
Vitor?
the Bucks in this division.
Okay. I think this is a real coin toss game. The Falcons have played close the last couple weeks, and obviously the Panthers, once again, seemingly back to inconsistent. Getting crushed by the Bills and then winning 2 weeks ago, then losing again last week against the Saints. I don't think that the Falcons get swept on the season. I hope the Panthers win. I would rather the Panthers win for my playoff predictions, but yeah,
I'll pick
I
the
think the
Panthers
Falcons have
for
been frisky
a
and they
serious
pulled this one
pick.
off. Okay.
Give me the Giants.
Next up, the Green Bay Packers at the New York Giants.
Okay.
I think this is a
Yeah, and they keep
okay. You picked the
failing
Giants
me
3 weeks in a row
in the
now.
fourth quarter.
Does it finally
But
pay
this
off
one they're
for you?
not going to because Jameis Winston's about to go insanity mode.
The
Y'all
Jameis
about to
insanity
witness
run.
Jameis go for 300 yards and 3 tutties with 2 interceptions. But those 2 interceptions are not going to be that big of a deal.
Valid.
Okay. Okay. I think that an upset here in MetLife is possible, but I do believe that the Packers get back in the win column this week. Just looking forward to the next couple weeks, though. I think that they will use this win as an example to not adjust or continue adjusting, and that could lead to a couple more losses down the road. But that's for future
Valid.
episodes.
I think the Packers. I mean, as much as I don't like them, Winston's starting for the Giants. Maybe it's just a game. Winston throws for 400, and
Join me.
do I do it? Do I do it? Does Winston do it?
Join me.
I'm joining him.
Do
I'm
it.
joining him. The Giants are taking this one away. Fuck the Packers.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna send you guys a screenshot of my ESPN selecting the Giants.
Wow.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Next up, Sunday afternoon, we got the Seattle Seahawks on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. NFC
Give me
battle for first
The
place.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
They are going to go in to the LA SoFi Stadium and probably have more Seahawks fans in the stadium, if we're being honest. And
Probably.
they are going to first drive. They're going to run the ball. They're going to get 4 yards. They're going to do a slip screen, 12 yards. They're going to be down around the 48. Play action. Darnold rolls out. Who's open? Jackson Smith, the Jigba. 52-yard touchdown. And it's going to set the tone. And they are going to never look back. And this is going to be Seattle Seahawks football all day in LA. Give me the Seahawks.
Are you
34
putting,
to 20.
Are you putting money on that sequence?
No.
Okay. But yeah, I got the Seahawks as well. To just feel more complete to me, I think they play more sound football. But I do have the Rams as the second best team in football right now, so it's not like they're too far behind. But I trust the Seahawks here.
Okay. I can't believe it's going to be a sweep here, but because I definitely think that the Rams are capable of winning this football game. I mean, after all, they're number 3 in our power rankings, but I do have the Seahawks as well. Slight edge here, Lumen South, if you will, not just Levi's South anymore. Uh, Firing on all cylinders. I think that the team is playing just slightly better than the Rams right now, and yeah, I hope that they win because I'd rather see them win
Right.
than the Rams as
Speaking of the
well.
Niner,
As a biased Niner fan, that's
Also,
for
the
sure.
Seahawks have rad
Yeah,
uniforms.
nothing else to say really. I think it's really close. Yeah. Oh, and the
Ew.
Rams are in their ugly ass rivalry uniforms this week too. The laziest
Anyways, we
crap
got
I've ever seen.
Levi's
Anyway,
49ers going down to the State
desert.
Farm Cardinals.
yes, yeah, that is true. Yes, that
And
is in the
Jake
red
is going to be
zone,
waiting for them.
so
No,
they
but we
call
got
it
the
down there.
49ers
Uh,
traveling to the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have been playing some really stinky football lately. Jacoby Brissett is the starter. Kyler Murray is playing Call of Duty. Nobody knows when his diaper is going to get changed, but we don't know. Will he play football? Will he go back and play baseball? Rumors are going out everywhere. Nobody knows, but there could be a lot of South Park episodes about Kyler Murray and how silly his whole character arc has been. But give me the 49ers. This team is just way more well put together mentally. They're just kind of big brother to the Cardinals at this point. Even with their struggles, this is a game where they should just go in there and be like, okay, step aside, bitch. Like, this is a move, bitch, get out the way kind of game on the schedule here. So give me the
Definitely.
49ers.
Yeah, definitely going with the Niners.
I'm picking the Niners as well. I think this is a surprisingly close one. Just probably purely based on the fact that the 49ers really can't stop the run. They're probably one of the worst teams in the NFL this season, especially in the absence of a player like Fred Warner, a player like Nick Bosa, a player like Michael Williams, all these players out for the year. So I think that the Cardinals can keep it really close by controlling the clock. And but I think the 49ers are generally more clutch this year. They've won a lot of games that they probably would have lost if it was a year ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the reinforcements on offense if they actually do come back this
There
week.
has been
I think that'll be
so
a lot of
many
fun.
boring football games this year. And I know
All
I'm
right.
alone in saying that for some reason, but I just have had so many games where it's just been, what is going on? And that is the definition of what the Eagles just had last week. We got the Eagles hosting the Detroit Lions here. I think this game is going to be a lot more entertaining because I think the Detroit Lions are going to be very effective on offense from the get go. I think this is going to be a touchdowns game, and it's going to be on the Eagles to keep up with Detroit. Give me Detroit winning 34-31.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions as well. I do think this is a game the Lions show the Eagles that they're
Okay.
the team to beat in the NFC. Obviously, Seattle Rams, yada yada. But really to show the Eagles that they're not really the big boss anymore, I guess. And it seems like AJ Brown's getting more and more frustrated, right? So we'll see if the Eagles try to incorporate AJ Brown more this week. Yeah, maybe for once. I know.
You would think, right? I mean, yeah, I'm taking the Detroit Lions as well. I think there's a little bit more firepower on offense right now, a little bit more inspired in general, especially with the coaching staff. I love the fact that Dan Campbell took over play calling duties. And in the first week, I mean, it was against the Commanders, granted, but I think it really paid off. And I think that they could continue to pay off this season. Ben Johnson is clearly a guy that they missed in that offensive room. And I think, getting someone that was on that, as the head coach of those football teams the last couple of years is going to be a nice boost going forward. So I'd like to see Dan Campbell continue to call plays for the offense. I assume he is,
Yeah,
given how
totally.
successful it was. Okay, those are our pickums. We did our power rankings. We did our pickums, and that's the end
Juju
of the
Brent
episode. Any
CB1.
final quips before we go to the
And
coastal
fuck the
call?
Bills.
All right. You heard it
Not
here first,
much,
ladies and
man.
gents.
Fuck the
Jacob.
Saints, dude.
Fuck
Lose
this.
games, man. It's common sense.
Well put.
All right. Well said. Well put. Yeah, with all that, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I saw we got a lot of traffic on last week's episode, whether that's because we had the head coaching tier list as well added on top of it, but we really appreciate the support. Please continue by viewing the video, liking, commenting. Let us know your thoughts. Please give us something in the comments. We'd love to open a dialogue with anyone. And, of course, consider subscribing if you made it all the way through and you really enjoyed it and you want to see more of it. So,
Peace.
really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you